today's topic, I'm going to talk about the reasons why I hate this human experience and the reasons why I hate most of the spiritual community and the reasons why I hate most people and the reasons and how I view some women out here, like at least toxic women. I'm also going to talk about reasons why I hate God or the type of questions I'll ask God, right? So let's get to it. So I hate most people. Like, I view a lot of people as very mentally retarded. Like, a lot of people, the older I'm getting, again, I'm not saying I'm perfect. When I'm talking about intelligence, I'm talking about like emotional intelligence, self awareness, consideration, morals, integrity, and having a good heart and having common sense. So, unfortunately, a lot of people, or at least God, the type of people God forced to put me around, a lot of people are really retarded and they're very mentally disturbed. And it was crazy because even years ago, like I would tell myself, like I try to have, I try to adopt a certain mindset to where, like for me, because I used to be pissed off at how people would operate, especially with family members while I was living with them, how abusive they were, and just other people. Like sometimes, like, and I remember I told myself like years ago, like at times, or I have to start viewing people as special ed kids, you know. And I got nothing against special ed kids. No, I'm talking about when it comes to like retardation. Like I view a lot of adults as little kids. Like when they're like three, because you know how when you see a 2 year old or a 3 year old or like a 5 year old, and you see how gullible they are, they don't know any better, and they're just lollygagging and all this other bullshit. Well, that's how I view adults, but I view that shit at a more disturbing way. I view it in a disturbing way as where like they don't deserve good things in life, you know. And when I watch Chauncey Wan's videos, the more I like watch it and take in information, like he's actually like he knows what he's talking about. He's right. Like most people are demonic, most people are fucking retarded, and most people are gonna fail at life. You know, it does get frustrating. It gets really frustrating when like when God grants you with a lot of like morals, integrity, and spiritual awareness and potential, right? But it sucks where like where God doesn't seem to make you be around like-minded people, you know? I don't I honestly I used to be optimistic. I used to think that there's a lot of like-minded people like me, but I think there isn't. I really don't think that. Like I only meet like probably like a select few like-minded people through the internet. But even then, that's pretty much it. I feel like God kind of allows a lot of retarded spirits to incarnate, and God allows a select few spiritually aware spirits to incarnate here. The problem I have with the spiritual community, because most people, they're inconsiderate. Most people, they're selfish as fuck. They let their nervous system, their human desires to take control over them, and most people aren't trustworthy at all, and they're very like they're just very, I can't be around people like this is why like me, I don't get me wrong, I like going outside, I like having fun, but every connection I go into, I don't share people too much information. I don't do that shit. I don't get close to people is because a lot of people have shown me that they're not to be trusted, and how their lifestyle is and the things they do is very self-destructive, very self-destructive compared to my lifestyle. Me, I'm the type of person where like I desire self-improvement, I desire growth, and I desire to be the best version of myself. A lot of people aren't willing to do that and they don't want to do that. Again, I'm not saying I'm perfect because if I wasn't, I'll be up there to the top. But I'm not. It's a work in progress. I have my ups and downs, but I do my best to stay away from negativity and bullshit. Most people are all like the average human bot, the average human being, they're at what they like to drink, smoke, they like to play fucking video games and just fuck around and just watch TV, and they don't study, they don't read books, they don't work out, they don't fucking like they, they don't question about life, they don't question about world corruption, they don't observe shit like that. They don't, you know what I'm saying? That's how the average human being lives their lives, and then they wonder why their lives are so fucked up, you know what I'm saying? So I don't like and I view most people as like leeches as well. A lot of people are leeches, and like I've learned a hard valuable lessons last year when I was starting to make money. I had a lot of people, even grown ass adults twice my age, would like ask me for fucking money and don't ever pay me back and shit like that. Like people were just fucking leeches. A lot of people are sorry as fuck. A lot of people are energy vampires. Now it does make me think like, man, these spirits are probably using these people as vessels to drain my fucking energy. Like them asking for money and them being disrespectful and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So like people are just dumb. Like I don't like I really don't like I don't respect human beings at all. Like I don't like that's how I truly view most people. Like they're just I can't find the right words. But I don't respect a lot of people. Yes, if I'm out in the world, if I'm out and about, if I'm had to work around these people, if I'm forced to do business around these people, yeah, of course I put on a fake ass smile and I act positive and I give them compliments and shit like that. But deep down, I don't fuck with them. This is why after work they ask me to hang out with them. I don't fucking do it and I don't want to do it and shit like that. A lot of people they're just I don't know, man. I can't find the right words. I just like I don't like how I view Earth, how I view world. I view this world as a temporary annoying place to where like I gotta just do what I gotta do. It's kind of like school where like you don't like school, but you have to do it just so you could like get that bullshit ass degree and go about your day. That's how I view Earth. That's how I view the human experience. Where like it's not my true home. I really do believe there's other realms and there's an afterlife out there for me, but Earth is not it. And it makes sense because I don't fuck with most people like that. I view them as retarded. The only type of human beings I really fuck with is if they're spiritual, like very spiritual, not just any type of average spiritual dumbass you see on YouTube, but they have to have like my type of intelligence or better. And I either fuck with them or I fuck with very like attractive females that I just want to bang and that's it, you know? But that's pretty much it. I love animals more than I love humans. Back when I was living with my family, I used to have two pet dogs, and I love them to death. You know, I love my animals, but that's how I view most humans. They're just leeches. Whenever I'm around people, they always drain my fucking energy. And the thing about most humans too, if you're nice to them, if they see you're cool, then they're gonna take advantage of that. They'll do it subconsciously and unconsciously. So at times they know what they're doing to take advantage of. Other times they don't know, and that what makes the average human being a dumbass. Because whenever I come into connections, I do my best to be considerate and mindful and thoughtful. Because unlike most people, I have good morals, I have a good heart, and and I've common sense and self awareness and spiritual awareness, and you know what I'm saying. But most people aren't like that. So whenever I notice a pattern to where like whenever I'm too nice or whenever I'm laid back or I'm chill, people like to like either test me or like they like to like take advantage of me in some way. Then I'll peep that and I keep my fucking distance away from them, you know? Because a lot of people they're just dumb. I'm actually happy I'm single, even though don't I do crave affection, I do crave love because obviously I'm a fucking human and like growing up I never received God had never put me in a situation to where like but I never get to experience romantic love like that because God kind of blocked that blessing into my life. I don't know why. I got to book a tarot reading for that. But so yeah, so one of my struggles in life is codependency. You know, it's frustrating. Just talking about it, you know, I kind of just want to cry because I just want to cry out of frustration. You know, it is annoying. We're like, no matter how much work you put in, no matter how hard you just try to do the healing work and like I just don't get it, man. I just don't get why God put me through a lot of like bullshit and narcissistic abuse. I don't get me wrong, maybe it is part of my spiritual mission to kind of wake people the fuck up and to like spread inspiration and have a bullshit ass testimony and to talk about narcissism and narcissistic abuse. I get that maybe that is part of my spiritual mission to make people more aware of narcissistic abuse, but at the same time, it's not right for God to put me and to be subjected to all this shit. You know, it's not right. It's really not right. This world is extremely weird to me because I don't know, man. It's just, man, like honestly, like I'm not suicidal, but like I don't mind if I die one day because I don't gotta deal with like retarded people. I don't gotta deal with the feeling of God blocking the things I deserve, and like I don't gotta deal with like not having free will like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't get why on some of my YouTube videos I have like over like I have over like 1,000 views, but like over 60 likes and a lot of comments, and I gain a lot of subscribers. But on other views, but on other YouTube videos, I have like 10 views and 1 like, and even in this live, like I gain like 50 subscribers the past couple of days, and so now I'm at 317 subscribers, and I had over 1,000 views. But yet on this live, I've been live for 12 minutes, and there's no one viewing my live. You know what I'm saying? So what the fuck is going on? So that's what I mean by like this world is just extremely weird to me. It's just like nothing makes sense. Everything is controlled. You know? Oh, man. And unfortunately, like this is like when Chauncey once said when he said like when you're living life, it's not about the money, it's about your spiritual mission. Because he made a good point where like you see people who are rich, people who are wealthy, they're still miserable because they're not on their life path, they're not following their spiritual mission and stuff like that. And it makes sense because I know people who like they're financially free, or like they don't do as much shit as other people, including myself, and they're making effortless income, and at times they be saying like they don't do shit with their lives. They just fuck around and shit like that. Either they have an easier life, or they meant because their life they have less of an influence and shit like that. So it's just weird while people they gotta sacrifice and do so much just to earn scraps. You know, so the money system is unfair, both physically and spiritually. So this is why when Chauncey said that like it's not about the money, it's about your spiritual mission. I believe in him because, like I said, look how unfair the money system is. It's just lessons. Everything's a fucking lesson. Man, we got a fucking. I think we got a full moon in Scorpio or an eclipse in Scorpio. I forgot what the fuck it is, but in a couple weeks, there's an astrological influence involving Scorpio, and people are saying it's gonna have such a huge influence and effect on a lot of people. So a lot of people, including myself, are gonna go through it, and I can already feel these energies coming in, man. This shit's not right. It's just fucked up how like, cause I see a pattern in life. Like, how come nobody talks about this shit? Like for real. So like, why is it that in life, God will kind of put a lot of human beings through pain and suffering and torture, right? Through God orchestrating situations where people are born into narcissistic families, or they've experienced narcissistic abuse, or they've experienced certain life situations where it really scarred them and traumatized them, or God will kind of isolate these people to them not meeting them not meeting like-minded people experiencing bullying and just shit like that, or even being in poverty and being broke. You know what I'm saying? That's traumatizing as well. It just fucked up how God will purposely make you experience those things, but then God expects you to do the shadow work and to overcome it. And then once you actually do overcome it, God is still gonna find ways to trigger the fuck out of you. And this is why you have your Mercury retrogrades, your eclipse, your full moon cycles, your astrological energies that are always happening and shit like that, and that triggers your nervous system. That triggers your mind and shit like that. And I see this shit play out. So either God, so yes, it is facts that God puts us through pain and bullshit just so we can overcome it. But other times, God purposely makes us go through pain and bullshit, and we're expected to overcome it. But it doesn't mean it's gonna happen overnight, in a year, or months. It's gonna happen probably lifelong, because the human body, because God or spirit, they control the human body, just like what Chauncey once said. And that makes sense, because this is why, again, you have your Mercury retrogrades, your full moon cycles, and all this other stupid ass bullshit. And then once you experience those things, it takes so long for you to heal, because you're always constantly triggered. And not only that, but it's painful because you have a nervous system, you have pain receptors. That honestly, that's one of the reasons why we have a lot of narcissistic people and narcissistic abuse, and people who are controlled by their desires, because of the human body. It's easier said than done. That's also one of the reasons why we have so many bastard children and generational curses and fucked up households because of the nervous system. We can't control our desires like that. Just like what Chantuan said. So this is why I kind of blame God for everything. I'm not saying I'm right, but that's from my own perspective. I blame God for all the bullshit that God likes to bring to the fucking table. Some people like to say we've done bad things in the past life, or it could be we created karma, so now we got to pay the price in this lifetime. I do not know what the fuck it is. I also heard other theories that um in order for your soul or spirit to grow and evolve, they have to incarnate into a human body. They have to incarnate into a human body, and that makes sense on why you go through so much pain and suffering. Because in order for your soul and spirit to grow and evolve, they have to go through suffering. That's rapid growth right there. And what's the best way to do that? And the best way to do that is to reincarnate into a human body. Because part of the human experience is experiencing pain, torment, torture, and suffering. This is why a lot of people go through betrayal, a lot of people go through loss, a lot of people go through rejection, abuse, injustices, and that plays out in external too. You see why there's world corruption. You see why you got pedophiles who rule this world. You see all this crazy ass shit that's going on, enslavement, and people are forced to do things they don't want to do out of survival. And then you got third world countries, you got poverty, and people may say you shouldn't worry about what other people think. Well, me, I like to observe everything from a larger perspective, unlike from my own perspective, because that's kind of dumb. But man, like I have a lot of anger. I have a lot of hatred towards God, man. Like towards spirit, towards the universe, towards my ancestors. Cause like I've been through a lot of like just fucked up situations, and I'm aware I'm not the only one. I know other people experience those things too. And then you got time speeding up, and all this other shit. There's a lot of annoyances, a lot of enslavement, a lot of world corruption, a lot of restrictions and shit like that. All that shit pissed me off, man. Just how retarded people are, just how corrupt the money system is, just how the fact that like how this system it influences and traumatizes how people's minds work, and then you got time speeding up, and you got all these like corruption and covert narcissism and a lot of dumbass people. You know what I'm saying? And like we're not living life, we're surviving out of everything is controlled, and we're all suffering because of money and shit like that. All that shit really pissed me off, and I do blame God. Not only that, but like I've been through a lot of narcissistic abuse through like family members and through other people I keep attracting, and just a lot of painful breakups, and just a lot of loss, a lot of betrayal, sorrow, and just pain, and just not being around like-minded people, and just that shit, and just not living at an ideal housing area, because you know what I'm saying. So like you can't really in this life you can't really have the things you want, and then you got these retarded ass spiritualists, most of these fucking tarot readers who like to give people false hope, or like they like to give people solutions on how to manifest certain things in life, not knowing that they don't know how fucking life works. It's like just like what Chanchuan said, there's certain people who have certain karma and blockages, and they got to learn lessons. There's why they can't get the things they want. Versus other people who have an easy life, and just because their spirit has a less influence, so it's easier for them to attract easier shit. They think everyone could do it. They don't know how life works. And one thing I learned about tarot, that most of these tarot readers are full of shit, and they like to project their love and light delusional ass bullshit into reality, thinking that that's how reality should be, which is not. A lot of these spiritualists, a lot of people who are spiritual, I be observing them, and they get the most weirdest, the most retarded, most dumbest fucking downloads ever. They be saying the most random, just dumb. They just sound fucking crazy, man. They I don't know what, I don't know if they're taking some type of like some type of drugs or psychedelics or whatever the fuck they're taking for them to stimulate their bird brain having ass, and they're I see them making videos, and I'm just like, what the fuck are they talking about? You know what I'm saying? And that could get really dangerous, because if you're new to spirituality, you could accidentally like fall victim to these YouTubers, and not thinking they're speaking facts, not knowing they're taking drugs that are fucking up their brain and they're fucking up their system, and if it's forcing them to get downloads from like retarded spirits, and now they think that they're getting downloads from a higher realm, and just all this weird shit, man. That doesn't just play out with spiritualists, but this should also play out with like tarot readers as well. This is why you see most tarot readers, they all say the same shit, especially on Twitter. They all like to put their little bullshit ass tarot messages all over on Twitter, and it's all bullshit. They all say the same shit. They like to get like they feed off of their subscribers and their viewers' codependency. That's how they're able to generate revenue and income. They know what the fuck they're doing. Some of them know what they're doing, but others don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're just plain out being used from like a negative entity that likes to drain motherfuckers' energy through giving them false hope and feeding off their codependency. This is why all the tarot readers always say the same shit, and they give people false hope, whether it be financially, romantically, etc. Same thing with astrology. That's all I gotta say, man. Have a good one. Peace.